Hello friends, it's me, Doom, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Steampunk mod. What's this, you ask? Why, this is a giant airship. So giant, in fact, that even at the end of the little test platform we've built here, we can't even see the front of it very well. But there's a statue. And over here we got a mechanical rhino, but what we're going to be focusing on today is over here, the basics. So to begin using this mod properly, the first thing you have to construct is a blast forge. The blast forge is the only piece of this mod that can be constructed using normal materials. It's also what creates the special materials for this mod. Specifically in this little tray, let's see if we can't open this up here. Basically, the four things that this thing creates is coal, glass panels, smelted copper ore, and rough diamonds. Now, it can also, if you see over there, be used to create actual metal ingots, a vanilla element of the game, without mods and all that. So that's good. But this guy opens up the ability to build everything that has to do with this mod. So, next up, the next thing you're going to have to do is build this guy, the Steam workstation. But to take production even further, you can use this to create the industrial copper forge. And that guy is right over here. So in addition to the materials you can create from the blast forge, minus the rough diamond as it turns out, you can also create copper plating out of the refined copper ore, or smelted copper ore, excuse me, and refine oil. Refine oil is a fuel source for many of the things inside this mod. And of course, copper plating is something that can be used everywhere else in the mod. As you would imagine, it being a steampunk mod, copper plating is, well, pretty much the standard color scheme. Just saying. So of course steam power would be useless if steam didn't create power. So once you've gotten your materials from this guy, you go back over to the workstation and create the steam press and generator. Now, before I continue, I do want to say that this is a gigantic mod. We're not going to be covering everything today. This will be enough to get you started, so stick around to the end of this episode to make sure that you know what's going on here. So the way that this works is first you have to put down the steam power coil generator. This guy right here, this big turny dude. But to power it, of course, doesn't take gasoline, doesn't take oil, anything like that. It takes steam, so you're going to need a steam power press. Steam power press actually runs on water. And the way you put water in it, of course, is, well, rain works, as it turns out. You can also run an irrigation pipe to it, or you can consume a canteen while it's in its inventory, and it will put the water right in. Now, once it's started generating steam, this guy will start spinning up. It might take a moment. I'm not sure if it's by design or by glitch, but it does take a moment. Now, as far as electricity goes from this guy, you've got cabling and you've got outlets. It's kind of a wireless power source situation. If you have an outlet, which is this guy right here, the reusable electric junction box, and you have something nearby, it will receive electricity. Now, this is an example of one of the cool lighting situations that you can get with the Steampunk mod. There's many others. Trust me, this mod is huge. Now, an important thing to note is every one of these things I've listed so far can be picked up and replaced. So that's an excellent thing about this mod is travelability and transferability. Speaking of travelability and transferability, there is actually a steampunk-powered armor set in this that will allow you to carry twice the amount of weight you can normally carry. So let's say you can carry 500 pounds. The steampunk armor set will allow you to carry 1,000. That's kind of nice. We're actually going to be covering that in the next video, but let's keep moving along. So once you've got your electricity up and running, your next step is to build the electric steam workstation. With that, you'll be able to use the materials from the blast forge and the industrial copper forge to create even more complex creations. For example, over here we have the heat meat spoiler, which is really shiny. Holy crap. Let's see if we can't eliminate some of that bloom. Whoa, 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 calm it down. Calm it down. Alright, there we go. So anyway, as you would imagine, a heat meat spoiler uses heat to spoil meat. Go figure, right? And it does so at a rate of roughly 10 seconds per piece of meat. Ooh, look, a drop. Anyway, so you put in a stack of meat, and every 10 seconds, one will spoil and be ready to be turned into narcotics, or whatever you have planned for it. Now, on the other hand, we have the copper steam icebox, which is the exact opposite of the meat spoiler. It will preserve regular meat, or anything else, any kind of anything that you're looking to preserve, I suppose. It also produces blocks of ice automatically, so that's good. I'm not entirely sure what they're used for yet, but I'm sure it'll have something to do with it. It is a resource, so who knows. Something to be wary of, though, is standing next to this guy does get pretty cold, so make sure you put it in a warm environment, something along those lines, perhaps. So now that you know how to get a good start with the Steampunk mod, questions still remain. For example, why is there a mechanical rhino over here? And how do you make one of those? And what does it run on? And all that kind of good stuff. And over here, this huge, colossal, genius piece of work over here. What is this giant airship? Well, you can find out the answers to those and more on the next episode of VonDOOM Gaming!